following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down, handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lord. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
What's up? Welcome inside the SWBC Mortgage Studio. This is Talkin Cowboys on a Wednesday. Rob Phillips in studio, hosting for Bill Jones, who's doing his TV thing just down the hall. Kent Garrison producing next door. I'm joined as always by Brian Broaddus, and eventually Mickey Spagnola might pop his head in here and join us, do his job. He's doing his radio job right now.
He's doing the radio job right now, so I wouldn't be too critical of that. But
he's got his podcast job coming up here in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And like I said, Cowboys back to practice on a short week. Probably good that it's a short
absolutely,
week.
it's good. Let's go play football.
Put this thing to bed. They'll review this tape from Tennessee quickly, get it behind them, and try to move on.
Yeah, the head coach even talked about that. You know, you look at some of the positive things that they had happen in the game, talk about those, kind of talk a little bit about the some of the other things that didn't go as well as it needed to, clean that up. And yeah, it's a short week, quick turnaround. The good thing about it, though, is that you do have a little bit extra time because it is a night game. So, you know, the next week after that is going to be the real trick where you get back off a plane and then turn around and have to get ready for basically a noon game against Atlanta the following week. So this is where they gave you all that time off. This is where it all starts to shrink and compress, you know, and the games start to become fast and furious and you know, hopefully you're ready to handle that. Garrett was talking about it was more of a mental thing than it was physical with his team. So let's see if that's in fact the case.
You're right. Sunday night football at Philadelphia, one of two matchups in the division. Key matchups, obviously, with the Cowboys 2 games back. You can join us, by the way. 888-855-2297 is the number over the next hour. Mickey Spagnola, welcome.
I'm going to join you.
How are you?
They make you pay for a bye, don't they?
Well, in this case, they do.
Yeah.
In this case, they try. You know, I was wondering, did any team, and I'm sorry, this is off the track, but they give you also the option of, if you play in London, not to take the bye right after, to go ahead and play the following week and then have a bye during another portion of the season.
Yeah.
Has anybody done that this year?
Tennessee.
1 year, I think the Colts talked about doing it. I think it was the Colts that did it. But anyway, yeah, these byes, they give you time off, and then they say, okay, well, now you're going to be part of the rotation.
Almost like they penalize you.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, the Cowboys had an extra day after the bye. They had a Monday night game. So it wasn't like 2 byes, but I mean, they had another weekend off.
But now they're making you play on the road on a short week at night, and then on the road again on
an early week.
Yeah. And then you play Thanksgiving, and you didn't get that time off after Thanksgiving. You got to play the next Thursday before you get your 10 days.
Thanksgiving's part of the deal. We know that.
No, I understand that.
And they do have a noon kickoff the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
But it's on the road.
It's on the road, but it's not. Didn't they have a night game at Philly?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they got beat bad on Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Because clearly time and travel.
Because you lost Monday by the time you got back, and you basically had Tuesday and Wednesday as a walkthrough, and okay, let's go play.
This is just like them to go win this game against Philly, though. You know.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, Philadelphia's been bad at home. You know, they lost 2 games in a row. Lost to Minnesota and Carolina. I watched that Carolina game. They're up 17-0. Imagine the Cowboys being up 17-0 and losing a game in the fourth quarter the way they did. I'm sure Philadelphia, their fans are pretty rugged too.
Good thing they won the Super Bowl. They'd be asking to fire the coach. I mean, what's their best win?
Jacksonville before the bye.
Their best win. Beating Jacksonville is no big deal.
Their best win, I would say,
season opener against Atlanta.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, we didn't know what Atlanta was then,
and we still don't really.
They blew out the Giants on the road. And I know it's the Giants.
Did it with their backup quarterback played on the first 2 weeks of the season.
I mean, they were on the same course the Cowboys were: win one, lose one, win one, lose one.
Well, they've been
then they won. They lost 2 in a row, and then won this last week.
Coming off the bye.
Yeah,
we'll see how they respond to that.
I mean, they struggled with Jacksonville, didn't they?
24-18.
Yeah, initially. I thought that game was a little bit in control. The game that was amazing to me was Carolina, how they let that one get out of their hands. Yeah. Cam Newton, you watch the fourth quarter of that game, you're thinking like, where's the pass rush and where's their pass defense, And they with Carolina, and I was encouraged by some of the things. Usually when you play Philadelphia, you don't think about running the football, but their back was able to hit some plays on the outside, able to bounce the ball a little bit, get around the edge. I mean, that's, you think with Philadelphia that you're immediately not going to be able to run the football because of Fletcher Cox and what they have with Haloti Ngata now. Fletcher Cox is still a great player. Don't get me wrong about that. But, I mean, there were some things that did give me some hope. And there's some things offensively that gave me some hope.
I was going to ask you that coming out of your full-on tape review.
Yeah, I was
Monday night.
Yeah, I was encouraged by the way this is an offensive line with Jason Peters now playing. And the way this is a big line and big in size, and they don't move all that well. So if you're the Cowboys, what's your strength? Your defensive line's ability to move, your ability to twist, to move the front. I see the Cowboys having some advantage against this Philadelphia offensive line when it comes to rushing the passer. Now you're going to have to prove that you can, Corey Clement and Smallwood and Adams, they're going to run three backs at you, but you got to be ready for that. And, if you can kind of handle that, and, I still have my thoughts about Carson Wentz, There's some throws. He made a couple of throws in that Jacksonville game, and I'm thinking, okay, what are you doing? Pressure in the middle. He just tries to climb the pocket, throws an interception. Jalen Ramsey in the end zone.
He's still working his way back from the knee injury.
Still working his way back, but, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat things here, but there's things you watch in the tape that you say, okay, well, it's not like watching the Rams or the Saints or these Kansas City where the offense is just kind of humming along, and you're like, stop. No, they made a big addition. Going out and getting Golden Tate's huge. That's going to be a good get for them. But Alshon Jeffrey's difficult. But Carson Wentz has been a little erratic throwing the football.
My guess is if the Cowboys didn't lay an egg against Tennessee going into this game on Sunday, there would be some people picking the Cowboys to go on the road and beat Philadelphia.
Yeah,
because they haven't been Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, certainly the way they played in this last game, it's like
they give you a little hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
you worry about all of a sudden where did this third down stuff crop up from? Where did the third down lack of? For 7 weeks you'd been really good playing pass defense, if you want to say, and not giving up big plays or giving up third downs.
Opponents were 39% converting third downs. That's really good.
Yeah,
it's yeah.
And
it's solid. It's one of
that's
among
solid.
the best.
That's where now you're saying, okay, you're looking at this team and you're driving along the highway and you've had a flat tire and you think you fixed the flat tire at receiver, and then you think you fixed something else, and then oh wait, well the alternator light's on now. Where'd that come from?
So do you think you just had a bad day at the dice table rolling your third down calls? Like they got you, or did you just play really bad?
I think they played really bad. Garrett said this in the walk-off, basically said they with a woozy, just wasn't aggressive enough. Want him to be more aggressive, I mean, I think that says something. You talk about, heck, that we've been complaining about not getting turnovers. They get turnovers, but then all of a sudden, I think they just got wore down. I think that 15-play drive, 9 minutes, took a lot out of this defense. In the latter part of that game.
I just think they got caught on a bunch of calls. Like they had plays the Cowboys weren't ready to defend.
Yeah. The pass down the middle.
The pass down the middle was
third and 10.
The backbreaker. Yeah. And they're playing their cover Tampa 2 with Sean Lee dropping underneath. And that's a tough one to play if your safeties don't come up soon enough.
Yeah.
And,
safeties were wide, too. Yeah.
He got decent drop. And I heard somebody say, well, he didn't drop far. Well, he's running with a wide receiver.
Yeah.
What you want to do is get underneath and make him throw it high enough so by the time the ball gets there, the safeties are there.
That's
and they
a pretty
weren't there.
pass. That was a pretty pass, though.
But that was – I still can't believe not number one, the guy caught it, and number two, he hung on to it.
Third and long,
3rd and 10 there on that play.
Yeah, on that one, Mariota with the RPO.
Was that
to pick
after
up a 3rd and long? They made some great play calls. The shovel pass, I know that was a 2nd down play.
That was a great
for the
pull
touchdown.
great pull by that kid.
DeMarcus Lawrence thought he read the play perfect, crushed the guy.
Yeah.
And, I think you have to give Tennessee some credit.
I do.
But, yeah, converting 11 of 14 3rd downs for a defense that's been pretty good getting off the field and a lot of 3rd and longs is unusual. It's rare.
You feel like the offense played the same and the defense just had a bad day?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the.
I think it was a road type performance from this offense at home.
I think Tyron Smith played better, though. I will say that.
I thought he did too.
That gives me encouragement going forward.
This offensive line played pretty well as a group for a half.
Yeah.
Lone Collins was okay. The sack over there, he lined up badly. If he knows the running back's going to chip when he gave up that sack, then don't set to the outside, set to the inside.
He kind of looked surprised.
I think he was surprised that he was getting help.
That he got help?
Yeah, because if you watch it from the end zone, Mickey, it's very clear that he's lunging to punch to get in all of a sudden, and he's got Zeke punching the guy, and now his hands, he's off balance, he's overextended, and he's too far in, and when the rusher then comes inside because he's too far to the outside, it was like he was surprised that Zeke
helped out.
Yeah.
Because Zeke kind of chipped him into position to get around.
Exactly. So there's a lot of things that happen, but we feel like that the offense played basically the same, didn't you?
Yeah, because you know what? They were coming downfield to tie the game if the defense had played regularly, right? They had their 14 points. Okay, can we score a touchdown? Can I kick a field goal? Just like the other games, they lost real closely.
Yeah, except that when you're gifted a 28-yard field goal miss, and then
that's like a turnover to me.
I was expecting them to fire back right there.
Yeah, I was hoping so too.
And the problem was you miss a 38-yard field goal and you miss scoring points on 1st and goal at the 4.
Yeah.
If you do what you're supposed to do, they would have scored 31 points, right?
Well, we've seen it only one time.
Yeah.
Well, but they were on their way.
They can't. My trust factor is really low right now with the offense. It's low. I'm trying to figure out ways. I'm looking at Philadelphia. I'm thinking, okay, how can they block this? How can they do this? How can they, I like the fact that they went and got the receiver. I think he can be a difference maker. I just hope they can do enough with him. But you got to get Beasley going. I mean, that game, Mickey and I are talking about this at the end of the day. Your 4th quarter, you're getting him. He needs to be in there early going. I just don't understand. I call it low-hanging fruit with the coach and all that, but there's a side of me, Mickey. I know you're going to hate me for saying this. There's a side of me that I'd like to see Jason Garrett start calling the plays.
I'm not opposed to that.
I just think there needs to be something different with the direction of the offense. I think there needs to be a different thought process. Maybe he could scheme his way out of this. Maybe he could say, okay, if I'm doing this, I think he's doing a nice, I shouldn't say nice, he's doing a respectful thing to allow Scott to continue to call the plays.
But how do you know he's not in the headset overruling something?
I just wish he had the play sheet in his hand. That's all I ask. If you're going to make the change with the offensive line coach and add a receiver, the last thing you can do now is change the play caller. And I would be okay with Jason Garrett taking over the play calling, much like he did when he became the interim head coach. Let him. The team was 5-3. Heck, you get on a 5-3 run right now, you'd be elated.
Or sort of. Well, was he not there in New York when that happened? When they took the play calling away from, was it
Sean Payton? Yeah. That was Jim Fossil.
Fossil
did that
and took it over.
Said we're going to the playoffs,
and they did
with the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they did.
Jason was asked about this. Would you consider at some point taking the play calling from Scott Linehan? And
I think he left it open.
He said right now Scott's going to call the plays.
Sure.
A lot of people took that as a qualifier. Did you guys take that as a qualifier?
Somewhat.
Yeah, I took it as we're going to go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I don't want this, I'm looking at the season right now, and I'm looking at Tennessee, the game. That game gut punched me. That's a gut punch game right there. Because I'm thinking, okay, 4-4 going to Philly next. Figure out a way to win at Philly. Figure out a way to win at Atlanta. Okay, and then take our chances with Washington. On Thanksgiving Day and that. Try and figure out a way to kind of stay afloat here. But now you've lost a game to a team you should have beaten, and you've lost a couple of games of teams you should have beaten. I think you should have beaten Houston. I think you should have beaten Washington. I think you should have beaten Tennessee. So now we're in the situation we're in right now.
Got 3 should-haves.
And I'm if you're going to change like I said, if you're going to change the offensive line coach and get a new weapon, Jason Garrett, you start calling the plays.
You know what the Tennessee game reminded me of? It was this year's
dog. It
was this year's Rams game.
Where
if you look back to last year, and we said this game's going to come back and haunt them.
Yeah.
This loss is going to come back and haunt them.
Well, look at the schedule. On paper, are they going to play a worse team in the next 5 weeks?
They're not.
No.
They're not. But they're
at home too.
Yeah.
An opportunity to, and again, and I think a lot of it is you have a week off, you get juice from a new wide receiver coming in,
right?
A new voice in the offensive line room, which I think is going to make a difference.
I do believe that is going to make a difference.
And Amari Cooper clearly,
I hope it's not too late,
is already comfortable. Yes,
but could Colombo come in and play guard now?
Rob's going to get to that. I have a feeling today.
No, he can't, and that's another issue.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you.
But yeah, they're in a spot now.
What's
where
Atlanta's record?
They've got that's a team that's won 3 games in a row.
Three games in a row.
So they're due to lose.
Yeah.
Well, but probably not.
What if they lose
do
this
it
week?
This week,
Yeah,
and then they're back on track.
So yeah, and 2 road games coming up where you haven't played as well for whatever reason, haven't played well at all. It's a huge missed opportunity this last game, and it's maybe it is good that it's a short week because you have to move on. And now you're facing the division champs, who nobody
Super Bowl champs, yeah.
Super Bowl champs. Nobody's going to give you a chance to win this game. Nobody's going to pick you to win this game.
They're not.
So
because you're not giving them any reason to.
Right.
Yeah, because
you're
you went out
0-4 on the road.
Like Mickey said, and I said in our post-game show, you went out and laid an egg. You played poorly against a team you should have beaten. We all had that as a W moving forward, and now 4-4. Let's go take our chances with the next 3 opponents. Let's see how this thing works out. But that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
No, and that's the problem, and that's why the last. I hope I'm not saying something wrong. The last bullet that I would fire would be Jason Garrett now taking over the play calling. That's what I would do. That would be my final move to try and fix things offensively.
I was going to ask you guys that. Go ahead, Mick. Sorry.
I was just going to say the next 2 teams they're playing right now are 4-4.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And none of us are really fired up about Washington.
I think that Washington can clearly come back to the field. Washington's got a chance of going to lose. Washington's got a chance of going to lose to Tampa.
The toughest game they've got coming up is New Orleans.
Sure. But you don't think a trip to Philly is going to be a tough matchup?
Yeah. Do what now?
You don't think this trip is going to be tough?
Oh, I'm saying, but they haven't played consistently.
No, they haven't. They didn't have the quarterback for a couple weeks.
Consistently. Washington is what they are. Then it's New Orleans, and then what's after New Orleans? Is Philadelphia again?
Yeah, I think that's at home. I think our tone will be really different if they lose these next 2 games.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think our tone will be really. I think the tone will be, and I'm anxious to see how they're going to play. Because I have no clue about this team. I have no clue.
But you know what? That's kind of how we started the season.
Yeah, but I hate that feeling, Mickey.
I know,
I'm getting near Thanksgiving, and I don't know how these guys are going to play.
And that was exactly how we started the season.
Yeah,
we didn't know.
Some uncertainty on the offensive
line.
line.
Just total uncertainty.
We thought more uncertainty at certain positions. I don't think we thought. We didn't think the offensive line.
There was uncertainty at wide receiver. There was uncertainty at tight end. You didn't know at that point what Van Der Esch would be. You didn't know if Jalen Smith really was a different guy.
That's fair.
We didn't know if Byron Jones was going to make that switch from safety to cornerback successfully. You didn't know about the safety position. I mean, think about the stuff we didn't know about, and now here we are, 7 games in, and we're still sitting there going, well, I'm just not sure.
We got a mailbag question kind of along that topic this morning, where should we be surprised at this situation because it's a young team and they've been trying to retool spots. They're young on defense. They definitely retooled their skill positions on offense.
I think
did our expectations raise?
Let me tell you why I'm pissed off. Because I see what
you shouldn't be mad.
No, I'm mad.
Well, why?
I'm mad because I'm looking at this division.
Well,
I'm looking at Philadelphia 4-4. I'm looking at Washington 5-3.
Well,
I'm looking at even with all the things, the litany of things you just went through, Mickey, and you're absolutely right. I'm not trying to rain on your parade here, but I'm mad because I'm looking at this division. I'm mad that you pissed away some games that you probably should have won.
And that's where I was going. Is this division is still up for grabs, whether fans want to kick it down to the next year or not now. There's 8 games left, and they've still got an opportunity. Now, it's probably got to be the division now, and that's where
there's no question it has to be the division.
That's where the opportunity's wasted because you look at Carolina, who has a win over you. They're 6-2. They're a team nobody wants to play right now.
Yeah.
If you're going to make something out of this season, if you're going to salvage this thing, it's got to be making up ground on Washington, and that starts with having to win this game Sunday night.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but I'm just saying it's not our job to be mad. You know, I told the guys on the fan, they're going over and over and over. I said, what did you think this team was going to be when they started the season? And Sean said 7-9.
Yeah.
I said, well, you were right because they're right on pace
Yeah.
to go 7-9. So why are you mad?
I think
they are what you thought they were.
Okay,
In a screen.
I'm just saying, and I appreciate what you just said, Mickey, but I'm mad because I think this division's for the taking. And maybe you're 9-7, 10-6. I thought 9-7 initially, but if you could have won 1 or 2 more games, maybe you're 10-6. Maybe that's good enough to win the division. You know?
But see, if you get mad, then it distorts how you analyze things. We don't need to be mad.
Oh no,
we could be wrong, but
I'm wrong.
You don't have to be mad.
Are you never mad?
Not at how they play.
You're on even.
I've done this for 30 years. How mad would I be all the time?
I just mean your general disposition.
Were you mad? Were you mad after the Houston game?
No, I wasn't mad.
Were you not mad after Tennessee?
I do not get mad after a loss. Why?
I hear you.
It's not my job.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
The fans can get mad. They can scream and yell, right?
Right.
It's not my job to scream and yell at the team. I could scream and yell at the fans, but
at us
or you guys, because I disagree. But that's okay. But I don't get mad. You know, it's like the first question I got. The first question I got on the post-game show Sunday night was, "Are you frustrated as I am?" I go, "No, I'm not frustrated.
Yeah,
I got a job to do. Doesn't matter if they win or lose. I got a job to do."
All right, we got bills to pay. We got to take a break.
No, do we?
Yeah, we got. Yeah, you did a nice job teasing the offensive line.
Thank you.
And a potential change at offensive line.
By accident.
Yeah, by accident. That's 30 years in the business. Nice segue.
Let's still need to get mad.
He doesn't need to get any madder than he usually is. Let him just
fibbing, I think.
It was a good ride in this morning.
Was it? Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, 888-855-2297 is the number. Give us a call. We'll touch on the O-line next on Talkin' Cowboys.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in 1 lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine being shipwrecked on a desert island, alone. Glass-like curls of surf pound the shore with Dr. Pepper-colored waves. Surrounded by desire, but you can't drink it because it's the ocean, fish live in there. The only thing you want is Dr. Pepper, and you can't have it.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Crunch time is when you've got to stay cool, and nobody's better at keeping you cool under pressure than Tommy John. Tommy John underwear has that moisture-wicking antimicrobial fabrics to keep germs and perspiration at bay. That means no discomfort and no adjustment. Tommy John, no adjustment needed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 20% off your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
He stuck the landing, Brian.
There's times where Mickey, he just, he keeps it on the path, and other times where, like...
I put the wheels down right.
Yeah,
you did.
Gold medal in gymnastics.
Everybody's proud of you, Mickey. Good job.
Way to go. Welcome back to Talkin' Cowboys inside the SWBC Mortgage Studio. We're about halfway through the show on a Wednesday. Cowboys get back to practice in the next 90 minutes or so. Jason Garrett and his live press conference will follow the show at 10:35. Let's hit the phone lines. Kent, who we got up first on Talkin' Cowboys today?
We got Matthew in Iowa. What's up, Matthew?
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you for taking my phone call.
You got it.
There's a lot of doom and gloom right now, but I kind of realized this weekend, football's a lot more than just winning and losing. I'm a season ticket holder. I try to get down about 2 or 3 times a year, and I finally got to bring my dad down this weekend. Since I got season tickets in 2009, my mom had been sick, and he hadn't been able to get out of the house and go with me. So, man, it was just a beautiful night. They opened the stadium up. We just had a wonderful time.
Good.
It was just nice. And
yeah.
But, as I was there and listening to post-game shows afterwards, everybody keeps saying if we put the right parts in here, we can win some games with Dak. And I just, if that's the way we're talking, I feel like we're talking mediocrity. I expected a little more glory, and obviously the season ticket holder, we invest a lot of time and money, and I'd like to see some more glory. And if Dak is just a quarterback that is going to win some games, that's not good enough for the Dallas Cowboys. We need a quarterback that can get us to NFC championship games, that can win us division titles, that can win us Super Bowls. Is this where ownership needs to, raise the bar again?
Yeah, but it's, you're talking about something that also, and I'm glad you had a good time with your dad at the game, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll let you guys talk.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thanks, Matthew.
You're also, my experience of being in the front office, we all want the better quarterback, the Super Bowls, the division, games. We all want that.
Yep.
It's not as easy as just, going out there and finding one. I mean, you felt like you had a guy after his rookie year, if one fan would have told, and I'm sure there's the Romo fans out there that said, this is still a bad move. This is a bad move. You should have stuck with Romo. It's just, this is a constant journey. It's a constant journey, And I think the evaluation of Dak Prescott, let's see where it ends up. People are out there saying, he can't do this, he can't do this. He's not. We talk about this all the time. He's not perfect. You've even said this, Rob. When he gets help around him, he's a pretty good quarterback. He can win games. He's capable of doing things.
I think that goes for
97%
of the quarterbacks in this league.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And there's no guarantee. Think of the struggles right now in Jacksonville with Blake Bortles. Think about that. Think about it. Took a coaching change in Los Angeles to get that quarterback playing well.
He was the number 1 overall
pick? Yeah. Carson Wentz was 2. They didn't win the Super Bowl with Carson Wentz. They won it with a backup quarterback. That's coaching right there.
Coaching, tremendous defense.
Yeah.
Guys making plays around him. They made a move for running back to help their running game.
I think it's unfortunate that everybody's putting the blame on Prescott here. But, that goes with the territory. But, don't get me wrong. Every guy, John Dorsey, when he traded for Pat Mahomes, he's sitting there thinking, he's telling Clark Hunt, hey, listen, I'm going to give up a bunch of picks to go get this guy. What do you think? You sure you want to do this? You sure you want to trade all these guys away?
And I'm going to can the quarterback that we've had success with.
You sure a guy that has a great track record is a winner, and you want to get rid of him? And that takes guts. But it also takes a tremendous amount of luck for things like that to work out. Hey, I'm sure that we all want the next Troy Aikman to come walking through that door. Yeah, trust me, I sat there and got my ass kicked by him for a bunch of years. We're lucky we got Brett Favre when we were in Green Bay. Made a trade and he hadn't done anything. This quarterbacks, they take a lot of the blame. But I think you guys are always right. I think, they went out and tried to get him some help. And maybe this is a situation where if they make some more changes, we'll see a different quarterback. But I'm willing to let this thing ride. Because I remember sitting in here when we didn't have for 3 years, didn't even have a quarterback. I would have done anything for Dak Prescott to come walking through that door.
And honestly,
not a former baseball player.
Oh, we had too many damn baseball players.
A couple of them.
General manager of the Yankees telling us about this guy as a player. I'm sitting here going, are we listening to this?
Chad Hutchinson, Drew Henson, hell, Quincy was a former baseball player.
We
Quincy played minor league.
It was a shame. It was pathetic what we did.
And Mick, you're largely a historian of this franchise. You've been covering this team a long time. Brian's been around the team in a front office role. You've
20
been
years a fan.
Long time. And I say this in an affectionate way to the fan base. Cowboys fans are a little spoiled with their quarterback history here. They just are.
No one has a history the way the Cowboys had with quarterbacks and with things falling in their lap. They had to do a lot of backroom movering to get Don Meredith, by the way.
Sure.
Right? Because the NFL didn't want him to go play for the Dallas Texans.
Yeah.
And so they got a trade with the Bears to get Meredith, the ability to sign him.
Thank you, Mr. Hallis.
Yeah, and then you take a 10th round flyer on Roger Staubach, and he's going to miss 4 years, 5 years, and then he turns out to be Roger Staubach.
Yeah.
And then you have Danny White, who you drafted, but he was going to go play in the USFL.
Was the USFL the World Football League?
Me, I'm ahead of myself.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and he takes over, and then a year after you need a quarterback, you have the worst record in the league thanks to the Packers winning their final game of the season, and Troy Aikman just happens to be sitting there. Are you kidding me?
Tony Romo was a gift from God.
Yeah, we were going to cut Tony Romo. If Quincy Carter doesn't fail the drug test, he's not here.
Well, just getting him in here, it took Bill Parcells and Sean Payton saying,
Jim Hess, hey, Jim Garrett, a lot of guys.
Don't go to Denver.
Yeah.
There's opportunity here.
Right.
And we're not going to pay you more than Denver, but you got an opportunity here.
And just the fact that it worked out. And let's not forget what Dak Prescott is doing and has done as a 4th-round draft pick. That's a success. That's a big success.
Now, I'm telling you, in the early 2000s when we were wandering around the desert without anything.
I used that line back then.
Yeah, we were. We were terrible. We're terrible at evaluating quarterbacks.
It was like the America song, "Horse with No Name."
On the first part of the journey. Yeah, that was us.
It was.
There were plants and birds. Yeah, we were.
They're out wandering in the desert.
We were.
So what you're saying though about this position right now, Dak's the guy. It sounds like Dak's going to be the guy for a while.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see the evaluation there. But to me, to sit there and put all the blame on him, I think is wrong. And I trust me, I want him to play better. I want him to anticipate throws. I don't want him to take sacks. I want him to protect the football. I want him to do all those things. People out there right now are saying, well, Dan brought us with all that. He shouldn't be the quarterback. What's the alternative? I'm going to use Mickey's line. What's your alternative right now? What is your alternative?
Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about... Yeah. There you go. That's a $50 million mistake. How'd you like to be sitting there, Jeff Fisher?
Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. Can I keep going? I mean, is that it? Russell Wilson? That's guys you can count on.
Third-round pick Russell Wilson, by the way.
Yeah.
John Snyder gave $10 million to another guy before he drafted Russell Wilson. Think about that.
And they gave him 3 or 4 years to develop with a defense that held everything at bay. Right,
and you hoped you had,
and then he's kind of got it now. I think.
And I think that's their hope for Dak is more time in the system, more time, and eventually he's going to get it. Now, obviously,
they might be way wrong, and I might be way wrong of sitting there arguing it. But you know what? I'm thinking of alternatives. The alternative, Rob, is going to have to be go draft somebody in a first round, but there's no guarantee of that.
No, and you probably need to be terrible to get in a position to even try to do that. So I agree with what you're saying. It's not easy to do. It's not a snap of your finger thing. I mentioned those other quarterbacks. That's on one hand, guys that are franchise type guys. And what's the Packers' record right now with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
he doesn't have a lot of help around him. And look at their record.
Yeah. What are they record? Are they 3-5-1? 3-4-1?
4-1?
3-4-1.
Yeah. Bears win in that division, right? Bears win in that division with a quarterback they picked, what, 3rd overall?
Trubisky.
2nd overall? Threw a ton of interceptions.
And everybody said they took him too high.
Yeah.
And they've had to be bad for a while to get in that position.
Look, he just needs to relax. He's trying too hard. There are plays that he can't make, and he's still trying too hard. Just sit back, relax, and better and he says he's turned the noise off. I don't know that he's turned the noise off.
No, I would agree with that. I think
you're going to get sacked, sacked.
Yeah.
You know, when the guy's in your face and you're at the 6-yard line, don't throw one up for grabs. Put it in the first row of the stands.
Well, what did he say about the last half of 2017? I tried to do too much. And I think he was in this last game as well, trying to force it to a new wide receiver, get him involved.
You can't outplay your offensive line.
That's a problem right now. That's something that we weren't talking about very much.
Let's take a phone call real quick, and then we'll touch on the O-line when we come back after this break. Denny in Hawaii, welcome to Talkin Cowboys. What's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Denny, did you get back safely?
No, I'm still here.
You're still here?
Yeah, I leave today.
Oh, welcome to our time zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is easier for you than calling at 4 a.m, huh?
Yeah, much easier.
Denny was with us on Saturday.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Where in Hawaii?
Or Sunday, I guess it was.
I waited you on the field on Monday night.
Yes, I saw you.
Whereabouts in Hawaii are you from?
What's that?
Where in Hawaii are you from?
Kauai.
Gotcha.
That's the most beautiful.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I hear you guys talking about the Dak thing, and I was like, sometimes I think Rob, you brought it up a couple. You said let Dak do Dak things. He seems like he's better flowing the game when he's running that read option. I'm not a big fan of that read option, but that's what Dak does pretty well, and he seems to get more confident while doing that, and it also helps out Zeke a little bit. I mean, because it gives the defense something to think about, and then also bringing the linebackers up, holding them in their spot, giving the wide receivers just a tick extra time to get open, and then also the offensive line. You see the defensive line hesitating, but like I said, it's always Dak just seems more confident when he's running that just enough of read option. It's not have to be a mainstay, but just enough of it. I think it's great for him. I mean, I know Dak is a 4th round pick, and he had a real successful season, but for people think that he's perfect, and now he's on up there with Tom Brady. That's not the case and all that. And
yeah.
But I do support Dak, and I hope we can turn this around. But glad to see you guys again. I hope we can see you guys again.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your call.
It's great seeing you, Denny, and finally meeting you.
And he makes a lot of sense. Play to his strengths. Do things that can help him feel comfortable back there.
I'm willing to play this thing out with him.
Yeah,
I really am.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm willing to play out his contract with him. And at the end of the day, if it's good enough, then Jerry Jones will sign him. If it's not, then the front office will have to make a decision, and I'm more than willing to let that go, not to let that go, but let that happen. And I think you guys all along have been right. Get him help, play to his strengths, coach him up a little bit better, and see what you got.
All right, let's take our final break. We come back. I've been teasing the O-line. Connor Williams has a knee injury. We're going to give you an update on that and what it means for this line going forward next after the break.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
The OtterBox that builds those crazy protective phone cases?
Yep. And now they're changing the side dish game with the OtterBox Trooper Soft Cooler. Lightweight, mobile, and leak-proof, Trooper is perfect for blitzing a crowded parking lot with a Frito pie.
Amazing. Hey, you think I could fit my 7-layer salmon salad into the Trooper cooler?
Yep, but please don't.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Learn more about the Trooper soft coolers at otterbox.com.
While a player can look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Do you want to use what the pros use? Jack Black is the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys. Get your Jack Black Playmaker 4JB faves plus a full-size lip balm for just $10 and free shipping at getjackblack.com. Use that Cowboys code.
Thank you, Mickey. Also, a couple more bills to pay. Check out Cabot, Texas, coming to AT&T Stadium May 10th through 12th.
You got a lineup yet?
Of next year. Don't have a lineup just yet.
I want to see a lineup.
I want to see a lineup.
It's going to be fantastic.
January,
Kent.
Oh, I got to wait that long,
Yeah.
Kent?
Kent, forever the sickest kid's going to get back together on this one?
I've said this. I don't think they can afford us.
Oh!
Hey, if they asked, we would definitely do it.
You make a concession because you're at home. You don't have to travel.
You don't have to travel.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'll play the side stage.
What would it take to get the band back together, Kent?
Money.
Just asking if we would play Caboo Festival. Probably. Yeah, they're probably going to get, U2 or Foo Fighters, or they're going to get the best, biggest bands in the world.
Charlotte
Beyonce.
Charlotte Jones Anderson is going to deliver this.
Yeah, Forever the Sickest Kids would be my choice.
FTSK opening for U2.
There you go. There you go. Also,
I would be there for that.
One more thing. If you want Brian Broaddus' fleece
Kent,
off his back,
there we go,
or one like it, go to JCPenney and get it. JCPenney created 10,000 exclusive fleeces for Texas stores only, not available online or any other retailer. You can upload your receipt to DallasCowboys.com/JCPenney for a chance to win tickets, parking, opportunity to be part of the mosh pit for the Red Kettle Kickoff halftime show. 50 lucky winners will be selected, and for every fleece sold, JCPenney will donate $10 to North Texas Salvation Army and make a donation of $100,000 once the promotion ends, regardless of sales. So that's a great campaign by JCPenney.
This thing is warm.
It's basically $29 for a ticket to the game, field access, all you can eat on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
All you got to do is buy it. It's first come, first serve, I believe.
All you can eat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're feeding them too.
Oh, man.
All right.
Yes.
Times.
Offensive line?
Offensive line. Mick, what's your update on Connor Williams, the rookie starting left guard?
Oh, he's going to have his knee scoped, and I would imagine maybe as soon as possible. And depending on how it goes, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 weeks. It sounds like it's a loose piece of cartilage, just the way Randy Gregory had.
Trying to play. Randy tried to play through it.
Yeah.
And they ended up saying, Gregory, just go have this. Maybe it can accelerate your timeline.
And it
right.
it just
at a higher level playing.
It depends on the person too. How you react to the scope. Because I can remember, I want to say it was 95, and the Cowboys had a bye, and Jay Novacek had his knee scoped, and in 2 weeks he was back playing.
Yeah.
And I remember
equipment a little different in 95 than they have today.
A very good friend of mine,
yeah,
he needed to basically have his knee scoped because he had a loose piece of cartilage. And I said, oh, yeah, go ahead. In 3 weeks, we'll be playing tennis again, right? Well, it was 3 months later. So everybody's not, well, I mean, he's not a professional athlete.
Yeah.
So, but everybody's not the same. But Randy was, they were working him out before the game.
Right.
And it just wasn't good enough. But he was trying. I'll give him credit for that. So we'll see where it goes this week. So with an offensive lineman who doesn't have to run 40-yard dashes or anything, maybe, you put a brace on it and you get back in 2 weeks or so.
So in the meantime, Brian, what do you do at left guard?
Put Lyle Collins at
No. So here's my deal. Don't make 2 moves.
Yeah, but you're right. And this is where I have an issue, just because I said that because I've been watching Philadelphia and I've been watching Haloti Ngata and Fletcher Cox play inside.
This is a bad week for
it's a bad week to have, and Connor Williams was going to have some issues either way. But this is where I look at it and I say, if we were to watch Dak Prescott, where are the majority of Dak Prescott's problems when it comes to in the pocket?
Right in his face.
Right in the middle of the pocket.
Middle rush.
And because we all know that he can escape outside rush. We know those edge rushers. We do that.
Same problem Romo had.
Same problem, exactly. So to me, I'm thinking, do I want to put Redmond inside? And he's been the primary backup guy, believe it or not. They've used him as when Zach Martin wasn't practicing last week, it was Redmond was the starter at right guard. In practice, he was. So I'm sitting there trying to think, okay, if I'm having problems in the middle of the pocket, do I want to put size in the middle of the pocket? And that's why I made the comment about Collins. I don't want to – I'm with you, Mickey. I really don't want to move Collins. But I'm thinking about if this thing turns into, a 2 or 3 week thing, can you afford to have Redmond? Now you signed Redmond, you claimed Redmond to be to be on this team to help, but he's very similar in size to what you have with Connor Williams. So are you would you be better off? And I hate when I say this, is you play your best 5.
What's wrong with saying that?
I hate it because it reminds me of the Chaz Green thing.
Okay, so here's my question, and I didn't realize this. I didn't take time to look at Ciafilo's background.
Big guy.
So 16 and 17, he started 31 of 32 games for Houston. What happened,
he when you watch him play?
No, 15 and 16, 17 he didn't play?
Yeah. He struggles to move.
Okay, but he started all those games.
Yeah, and that's why they moved on from him.
They said you're just not.
Yeah, and the reason
it took them that long.
And it's funny because offensive linemen, you just don't give up on those guys.
He was a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, exactly. UCLA coming out. I mean, he is a big, thick guy, and scheme wise, as much as they pull and
he can't do that.
He can't do that effectively. Now, they have him here thinking, okay, he's your 53rd player, basically. So he's always going to be the guy that's going to be inactive. I'd love to have his power in a more athletic body. He's a big guy, but he doesn't move well enough, and that's what would worry me.
Okay.
But that's why, if you put Redmond in it, Redmond's an athlete. Redmond can, and he's very similar.
He's very similar to who?
Like
Sorry.
to Connor, with the way Connor with the mobility
Okay.
and stuff, and but there's a little bit of the lack of the power there too.
He's also been your primary backup center, right?
Right.
So, could you
to move.
Could you conceivably move Joe Looney to left?
See,
guard?
now let's all talk about what Joe Looney's done at center. Do you want to put Redmond in that situation of having to make a bunch of line calls right out of the gate against Philadelphia and Atlanta, or do you want to keep the front of that?
On a short week.
Yeah. Well, do you? I mean, not that I don't think that Redmond is not. I'm not saying he's a dumb guy or he's not capable.
But
now you're starting to finally figure out that this guy. Well, Joe Looney has played 8 weeks for you, and he hasn't been terrible there.
And Redmond had 2 days of practice at guard during the bye,
right?
And 1 day when they got back last week,
right,
at guard. Now,
I think that's the route they're going to go.
I think so too. Now, if he starts though,
right,
then he's also still your backup center,
right?
And then you got to get Ciafilo ready. I mean, he's got to be active, right?
I would think so. Yeah,
because Fleming, you can't have just one.
Yeah, that's right. So Ciafilo is going to get some work because he gets no work during the week. He gets none. He's a scout team. He's a scout team guy.
And to think about your other move, okay, great. Lale Collins go inside, but that
I was
means
just dreaming there, Mickey.
You got to play Fleming.
Yeah, but see,
is that not your best five though in terms of experience?
Yeah, I know, and now we're questioning the offensive line depth. Now we're really questioning the depth. But the thing I just kind of remember with Cam Fleming. I remember watching him, evaluating him starting a Super Bowl, and I remember him starting an AFC championship game.
And he was at right tackle.
And he was at right tackle, yeah. And so I'm sitting there thinking, okay, do you put Collins inside to try and solidify the inside three and hope that okay, we're going to match up against – this is crazy to think, but I'm thinking –
Well, what's worse?
I do not want Haloti Ngata or – Fletcher Cox wrecking my scheme is what I don't want to do.
So on the right side then for Fleming, who would he have as the defensive end?
Well, they like to move around.
They move
Michael
around,
Bennett
right?
and Brandon
Bennett.
Graham, and
Yeah.
he's also going to get one of the Longs. He's going to get Chris Long. This is a tough matchup across the board.
Good line.
You know what? If Connor Williams is playing, I'm okay because Connor Williams has played 8 games. I'm going to take my chances with Connor Williams. I think he'll be all right. But
what's Crawford Kerr doing these days?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I was thinking a bigger guy like Gogan.
No, Gog's not big
I'll
anymore.
tell you what,
he's not big anymore?
No.
Yeah.
The idea of moving Lyle back inside, I can't tell you how many questions we get from fans about that. Fans want to see him play guard.
You know what? You want to see him play guard because you're thinking, well, in this case, it would make sense to play guard because of the problems that you're having at, you're what do we say? We said the problems that the quarterback has had is when it happens in front of him, not on the edge of it.
And Connor's an athlete.
Leary.
Yeah.
Huh?
Ron Leary.
Trade a third for Ronald Leary.
Yeah.
Isn't he on IR?
You're really trying to kill our draft show now, aren't
Hey, man.
you?
I'm all in on this year, Brian.
I know you
We're
are.
going all the way this year.
I know you
He
are.
got hurt again.
Yeah, I think he's
He's
nicked up.
IR'd, I
I
think.
think he's nicked up too. Yeah.
Jonathan Cooper got hurt too, I think.
Yeah. The guy that's playing, Byron Bell, evidently is playing pretty well for the Packers. I haven't seen him.
Is he playing guard?
He's playing guard, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and they tried working Fleming at guard in camp, and
then
that was
coach
a
said no.
disaster.
Coach said no yesterday. That was not
Yeah,
good.
that
At
was
least
a
they made that call. They could have said what they did with Chaz Green and said, "Oh no, let's keep playing him there."
Is Chaz in New Orleans right now?
He got picked up.
Saints signed him, I think.
I think that's right. Are they going to sign Dez?
Sounds like it.
Reports are they're working on a deal down there.
Yeah, well, there was reports they were working on a deal in Cleveland and Jacksonville too.
Well, I guess we'll just see what the reports say.
As at
the
10
day
o'clock
goes on.
last night, it had not been done. I know that for a fact.
We'll see.
We'll see if he wants to play.
We'll find out.
Mickey's just hoping he doesn't play.
No, I don't. I'm
Mickey,
not saying that.
now you're being mean.
I'm not. I'm saying, does he want to play?
Evidently, they're working on a contract.
He went down there to work out.
They worked on a contract in Cleveland.
Is
didn't
Cleveland
they?
different than New Orleans, who's 7-1?
Yeah.
I don't think they ever got to the contract stage. It was just we'll see kind of a thing.
Well, it made for good TV.
It did. It was
I would personally love to see Dez in New Orleans.
Watch people go out and buy that
Love to see
jersey.
him go get a ring. That's
when are they coming here?
that game
the
against
29th.
Week after
I think
Thanksgiving.
Sean's just sitting there going, we're going to stab
Oh
him
no,
right in
there's
the
clearly
side.
he's got a 7-1 football team right now.
gonna
especially
stab
if he's
him in
wearing
the side.
88 in our stadium with another team.
Oh.
That'll sting.
I think it'll happen. Because he'll have his chance to come back and play him now, right?
Is that what he wants?
That's what he wanted. Maybe he looked at the
for
schedule
one game.
and said they don't
Mickey's
play.
got it for one game.
They don't play Cleveland, right?
Mickey's got it for one game. That's all he needs.
And what was the other team? Baltimore? They didn't play Baltimore.
Yeah.
He said, I'll see you guys.
Yeah, he's right.
All right. We'll find out what the reports say.
Yeah.
As we go along. Ray in Fort Worth, take us home on Talkin' Cowboys.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Dak is not solely to blame here. He's part of the problem, but he's not the only problem. I don't know why they continue to Jason Garrett, maybe because Jerry won't let him. I don't know why he doesn't take the play calling away. He continues to carry that play sheet in his bag, but he never uses it. At some point, you got to say, look, Scott Linehan, you've had your chance. This is not working. The gentleman before me mentioned the RPOs. That's his game. Dak is never going to be your drop back 35 times accurate quarterback.
Well, Ray, let me stop you right there. If Jason Garrett thought that they should be using more RPOs, then don't you think he would say, Scott Linehan, use RPOs? Scott's not sitting in that office over there by himself making all these decisions.
I'm not talking about the office, Mick. I'm talking about game flow.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's got a headset on. He could tell him, run the RPO.
Okay. I know you don't like nobody questioning the coaches.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Now, let me get my point. You have the whole show.
Oh. Well,
okay.
You can come if you want to come and work for me. That'll be fine.
Right now, Ray.
We got an extra
I would
seat.
love to come sit down and follow you and help you write or do whatever. You
would do it for 3 days, and you would head for the hills.
Go ahead, Ray.
Go ahead.
Okay. But he's right. The RPO is his game. People need to stop. Dak is not your traditional drop back 40 times and be pinpoint accurate. He's not perfect. He has to have everything go right, but the coaches do have to put him in a better situation to succeed. I don't think they did that in this game. Whoever has control of the offense, Jerry continually say he's the future, he's getting extended. So this whole evaluating that thing seems to be mute. I disagree. I don't even know why we're talking about extension with Amari Cooper. He's got, you said $13 million due next year? Let's let this whole thing play out. We've already wasted a first-round pick.
I don't think it's a waste. I'll disagree with you on that.
I think the wasted is probably the wrong word.
Yeah, it's a bad word. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's more than just receivers coming out
Bobby Carpenter was a wasted pick.
Well, I mean,
Mo Claiborne was a wasted pick.
Shante Carver was a wasted pick.
Was a wasted pick.
How do we know? There's a lot of defensive players come out in this draft too. So, I mean, if you're the Raiders, you got to be ecstatic. But I don't know why we're even talking about extending Amari Cooper. Let's let everything play out.
What is he going to say? What is he supposed to say? What does he say?
Let's let everything play out.
What's he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say about that? What's he supposed to say?
I mean, they've got a 9-game interview with him to see if they want to extend him. And if you were going to extend him, the reason you're extending him, the reason you would extend him is to reduce the $14 million cap hit next year.
Well, and I get it. And if you can get him to take a discount right now to get his money up front, if you can. At this point, you spend a first-round pick on him. I get it. You got to keep him.
All right, thanks, Ray. We got to go. You don't make this deal unless he's part of the future.
Good day, sir.
You just don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you draft a first-round pick. He's part of your team for 5 years.
Yeah.
So
they considered that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like they're sitting there going, okay.
I think I had a pretty good start myself.
All right, we got to go. Jason Garrett's up next. The break is at 11:30. Check out DallasCowboys.com for all our stuff on the website today. Thanks for joining us.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?